सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम सर्ववेदांत सिद्धांत गोचरम तमगोचरम गोविंदं परमानंदं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। Let's start from अथ ते संप्रवक्ष्यामि. Abridged number 34. अथ ते संप्रवक्ष्यामि
अथ ते संप्रवक्ष्यामि
स्वरूपं परमात्मनः
सर्वं परमात्मनः
यद् विज्ञाय नरो बन्धात्
यत् विज्ञाय नरो बन्धात्
मुक्तः कैवल्यमश्नुते.
मुक्तः कैवल्यमश्नुते।
अस्ति कश्चित् स्वयं नित्यम्
अस्ति कस्ति स्वयं नित्यम्
अहं प्रत्ययलम्बनः
अहं प्रत्ययलम्बनः
अवस्थात्रयसाक्षी सन्
अवस्थात्रयसाक्षी सन्
पञ्चकोशविलक्षणः
पञ्चकोशविलक्षणः
यो विजानाति सकलम्
यो विजानाति सकलम्
जाग्रत्स्वप्नसुषुप्तिषु
जाग्रत्स्वप्नसुषुप्तिषु
बुद्धितद्वृत्तिसद्भावम्
बुद्धि तद्बुद्धि तद्वृत्तिसद्भावम्
अभावमहमित्ययम्
अभावमहमित्ययम्
यः पश्यति स्वयं सर्वम्
यः पश्यति स्वयं सर्वम्
न पश्यति कश्चन
यं
यं
न
यं न पश्यति
पश्यति
कश्चन
कश्चन
यश्चेतयति बुद्ध्यादि
यश्चेतयदि बुद्ध्यादि
न तद्यं चेतयत्ययम्.
न तद्यं चेदयत्ययम्.
Then last class we did one from the original unabridged. So yasya sannidhi matrena. Let's chant that one. Yasya sannidhi matrena
यस्य सन्निधिमात्रेण
देहेन्द्रियमनोधियः
देहेन्द्रियमनोदियः
विषयेषु स्वकीयेषु
विषयेषु सुखीयेषु
वर्तन्ते प्रेरिता इव.
वर्तन्ते प्रेरिता इव.
The next one we are going to do now is Yeshontaratma, which is 2 shlokas from what we just chanted. Everybody following? Yeah, good. Yeshontaratma purushah puranaha
येषून्दरात्मा पुरुषः पुराणः
निरन्तराखण्डसुखानुभूतिः
निरन्तराखण्डसुखानुभूतिः
सदैकरूपः प्रतिबोधमात्रः
तदेकरूपप्रतिबोधमात्रः
येनेषिता वागसभश्चरन्ति
येनेषिता वागसवच्छरन्ति
येषोऽन्तरात्मा पुरुषः पुराणः
येषोऽन्तरात्मा पुरुषः पुराणः
निरन्तराखण्डसुखानुभूतिः
निरन्तराकण्ठसुखानुभूतिः
सदैकरूपः प्रतिबोधमात्रः
तदैकरूपप्रतिबोधमात्रः
येनेषिता वागसवश्चरन्ति.
येनेषिता वागसवश्चरन्ति.
Yeah. So, just to recap, the Guru in this text started explaining what is Anatma. Then he has entered the introduction to Atma. From that shloka number, Athate Sampravakshyami. And we saw Yaha Pashyati Swayam Sarvam. That Atma is that which by itself is able to be aware of everything, or it makes our mind be aware of everything. How can the mind be aware of everything? Because Atma, mind is fueled by Atma, mind is sustained by Atma, which has that capacity. No Jadam, everything, every object in this universe is Jadam, including the body, inert. Eyes are inert, really speaking, but something makes it happen. So that something is Yaha Pashyati Swayam Sarvam, Yam na Pashyati Kaschana. But this blessed Atma is very weird, and I'm trying hard to figure out where this Atma is. And this Atma is just is deluding me. It is just evading me, not deluding, evading me. How much ever the more I search, in fact, the more I can't get it. So, Yamna Pashyati Kaschana, I said, don't worry, don't try to look for it. Don't try to look for it. If you look for it, you won't find it. Then how am I going to figure it out? You don't have to figure it out. Just understand that you, the looker, is Atma. Your Swarupam is Atma. And therefore, trying to look for Atma would be a futile effort. Okay? Yamna pashyati kaschana visa. Yaha chetayati buddhyadi natadyam chetayatyayam. That which makes everything else conscious. Everything else conscious means what? Well, the wall is not conscious, the wood is not conscious, the table is not conscious of anything. Yeah, so it doesn't have the ability to accept the consciousness to full measure like the human body, like the human mind. Okay. Natadyam chetayatyayam. What makes consciousness conscious, if you ask? Don't ask that. If you ask that, hey, that is the only thing whose nature is consciousness. And therefore, yam na chetayati. That is what we were looking at. Okay. Now we are going to look at a couple of the intermediate mantras. The one we chanted just now. Yeshontaratma Purusha Puranaha. The big shloka. And I chose this because it has again some words which some of you are familiar with, but many new students, not having studied Bhagavad Gita and so forth, may find it new. And so these words we have to, uh, it's good for us to be exposed to, because periodically we will see. These are all very profound Vedanta words. Okay, long sentence, but where is the verb if you ask? Last quarter, if you look, Yena is Vagasavaha charanti. Charanti is the verb. Charanti. Charanti means what? They function, they operate. Okay, they function, they operate. They work. They move. All these meanings are there. So they operate. Charanti. Okay, who operates? Who are those people who operate? Vag asavaha charanti. This you understand, I think, mostly. Vak. Vak literally means the organ of speech. Organ of speech. Speech operates. Speech. All right. Then what is the other one? Asavaha. Asavaha. Okay. Asavaha. These words are not difficult to follow. You have to guess. Those who know a little bit but not much of Sanskrit should be able to guess how. Guruhu Guravaha. Guruhu means ekvachanam, singular. Then plural is what? Guravaha. Guravaha. Like this here also. Asavaha. It possible that it is coming from the word asuhu. Asuhu. Like Guruhu. Correct. That's how it is. Asuhu Asavaha. So plural of asu is Asavaha. Now the big question is, what is asu? We don't know anybody called asu. We have not named our children as asuhu. That's the only problem. And so, but भूपादौ यस्य नाभिर्वियदसुर nilaschandra suryaucha netre. It is there. There is an asura in between. Yasya nabihi viyad asura nilaschandra suryaucha netre. That asura is not really asura. Okay, don't get carried away by these words and say asura and all. There is no asura and Bhuvpada Vishnu Sahasra Nama. You are describing Vishnu. He is asking us to visualize Vishnu. I think Bhishma is asking us. So, visualize Vishnu. How do you visualize Vishnu? He's so big. Yeah. There you know a lot of big things. Like what? Like Earth. Do you know Earth or not? Yeah, I know Earth. Okay. Bhuvpado. Bhuhu Think of them as the feet of Vishnu. Bhuvpado Yasya Nabihi. The one whose navel. Yasya Nabihi Viyad. They're all packed words. It is Viyad. Viyad means Akashaha, space. Think of that as entire space. Entire space. However far you can go, you can think. That is all space. Viyad. Then what about Yasyana Bhir Viyad Asuhu? You stop with Asuhu. Don't go with Ra. Okay. Asur Anila. Because Asuhu plus Anila is Asur Anila. Okay, that is Asuhu. Okay. Asuhu Anila. Okay, all right. Asuhu. This Anila is wind. Wind. Space is covered, then wind. That wind, you visualize that as the Pancha Prana. Huh? You can see wind, right? Yeah, I know what wind is. Okay. All that uh, air and wind, you can imagine that to be the breath of Vishnu. Pancha Prana, huh? Which are going on in our body. That is the Pancha Prana of Vishnu. Okay. Viyad Asuhu Anilaha. Look at all the short words. And then what? Anila Chandra Suryaucha Netre. Then do you know eyes? Yeah. What about Vishnu's eyes? Well, Chandra and Surya. Two things are there. They are the two eyes of Vishnu. So Dhyanam. See, Vishnu Dhyanam. Dhyana Shloka itself, I'm telling you. You can spend a whole, you can let go of Vishnu Sahasranamam and just focus on the Dhyana Shloka. Starting from Shuklam Bharadam. And then understand the meaning of these shlokas. Just 2-3 shlokas here itself, Chiro, Dhanvat Pradeshe and all comes. And you have to just visualize like that. You practice visualizing it few times. Only then you can visualize it instantaneously. Okay, it'll take some time. So that asuhu is asavaha here, plural. Pancha pranaha, vag asavaha charanti. This vag means it symbolizes all the Karmendriyani. Okay, Vak Panipada, all the hands and legs, all the things that are operating, all the things that make one say that I am doing karma. Doing karma means what action are you doing? Well, these five organs of action are there. That is what tells us if they are operating, then that means I am active. All right. So that Vagasavaha Charanti. That by which these things function, Yena Ishita. Because Atma is being described. So that the Atma is that by which uh, what do you go activated by which Ishita means activated. That Yena Ishita activated by whom all the Vak Asavaha function, all the activities, all the functions of the body. What makes the body? What makes somebody say the body is alive? Well, those things: circulation, okay, respiration, gastro work, intestinal digestion, everything is going on here. So that which makes all these things happen, okay, that is the meaning of yena ishitaha vagasavaha. Ishita is ishitaha, plural. So yena ishitaha vagasavaha charanti. And so every other word in this shloka you can imagine is a descriptor of Atma. Okay. Yena Atmana. And you should go back to the previous shloka we studied. Yasya sannidhi matrena. So he says here, Swami Chandrasekhara Bharati Mahaswami, right? We are looking at his tika also. Without telling you, we are doing that, right? And he's saying, Yasya yena ishitaha sannidhi matrena preritaha, he says. So, since we know what is the sannidhi matram from the previous shloka, that by which is present by itself, sannidhi matrena. Okay. Vagasavaha, he's saying, hey, it talks about organ of speech and the panchapranaha. But then idam sarvasya karya karana sangadasya upalakshanam. Hey, it means all activities of the body. If anything not included in this list also, you just add everything to that. The entire body. That is what he's saying. And yeshaha antaratma. This that we've been talking about since that shloka number 34, 35. Asti kaschit swayam nityam. This, that is same Atma, which is Antaratma. Antaratma. He's using the word Antaratma here. To which Swamiji says, don't write this down. Annamayadi Anandamayantanam Koshanam Kalpitanam Bahyanam Kalpana Adhishthanatvena. Hey, you know Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. That is how this body is described. That is one way of describing the body. We studied all that. Okay. Or he says, Koshanam Kalpitanam. Kosha, okay. Okay, all these koshas are there. Or we also looked at Shariratrayam. Another way of describing this body. So, Bahyanam Kalpana Adhishtanatvena. He's saying these things which are actually projected and visible to us and the adhishtanam of that. That is the meaning he says. Antaratma means what? Inside Atma. Atma that is inside. Atma that is inside means what? Don't look for it. It is not located in a particular place. If you locate Atma somewhere, then it becomes an Atma because it is finite. You have finitized it. You have finitized it. So therefore, that is not possible. Therefore, Antaratma it appears like that, but don't take that literal meaning. It means it is that which sustains it is the adhishtanam of everything in the body. Adhishtanam of everything means that's very easy to understand. It is like saying clay that is inside the pot. The clay that is inside the pot. If somebody says, how will you react to that statement? The clay is inside the pot. Is not wrong. Yeah, is it a wrong statement? Yeah. In Vedanta, any statement can become wrong. Quickly can become wrong. Okay. But clay that is inside the pot means you don't look for it somewhere inside like this underneath. Where is it hiding and all? You should not say. Clay pervades the pot, number one. Pervades the pot. And still you're calling it Antaratma. My God. And so that is why. That is because it is aparoksham. It is nityam. And nityam. Anityam is visible. Irony is everything that is visible to my eyes and I can hear through my ears are all anityam. And that which is nityam, that is all pervasive, is not visible to my eyes. Somebody said in the WhatsApp group, Premaji, grandeur of Brahman. Grandeur of Brahman. That seems to be the grandeur of Brahman. Okay. And so, Yeshaha Antaratma Purushaha, another popular word. It's come several times. So, Purishete or Purau Ushati, if you're writing it down, Purau Ushati iti Purushaha. Purau Sharire. Purau means in this body, which is called a city, which is referred to as the city, where a lot of things are happening. City, because city means to run a city, you need all functions. Whatever is needed for a country to function, a city also is needed. City government is needed. It's a micro. Big state, country is macro, but this is micro. Still, all functions are needed. From sanitation onwards, every function is needed. So that Pura Ushati lives, the one who dwells the body is called Purushaha, the Jivatma. Jivatma. Atma only, but referring to the body called Jivatma. That is Purusha, one meaning of Purusha. Then we saw another meaning also. Sarvam Purayati iti Purushaha. That which fills up everything, the entire universe, is Purushaha. Okay. So beautiful it is. One thing refers to the body, the other thing refers to the universe. Therefore, Purushaha, if you say it is Mahavakyam. It's Mahavakyam. This Purusha is that Purusha. So, that is the Purusha. We've seen it when we studied Bhagavad Gita. Ajo Nitya Shashvatoyam Puranaha. No, not there. There we did not see Purusha. That is Puranaha. I was going to come to Puranaha there. Next word Puranaha. Uttama Purushastvanyaha Paramatmetyudahritaha. Correct? 15th chapter. Uttamaha Purusha. There he's talking about Purusha. Hey, that is different from all this body, mind, senses and all that. Uttamaha. And Paramatma iti Udahritaha. There Krishna says, hey, that Purusha, he's also called Paramatma, it seems. Paramatma iti Udahritaha. Yo lokatrayam avishya bibartavyaya ishvaraha. Yaha, having entered this world, entered this world. Okay, Bibarti protects all of us. Like that, he says that, Krishna. So anyway, here, Purushaha, Puranaha, Ajo Nitya Shashvatoyam Puranaha, Nahanyate Hanyamane Sharire. Bhagavad Gita, 2.17, I think. And so that Puranaha is there. It's a very interesting word it is. How they define it, my goodness. Pura eva navaha. Pura eva navaha. Pura, ancient, yet navaha, new. How can something be ancient and new? Reminds me of Anoraniyan, Mahato Mahiyan. Smaller than the smallest, bigger than the biggest. How it is possible? So here, Purana, popularly the Ashtadasha Puranani, the 18 Puranas authored by Vedavyasa is called Purana because they're all ancient. Vedavyasa wrote it means nobody knows when it was written. Which timeline? How will you even figure out this timeline? We don't know. All our other religions are all neo, very recent, maximum 1000 years, 2000 years. And these things go beyond, and people can't figure out what this religion is all about. Purana. It is ancient, but yet all the things that are contained in the Purana are fresh. Fresh means they carry a message that is very relevant to us, even today, despite all the progress, quote unquote. Okay. So Purana. So here Swamiji says Sanatanaha. Sanatanaha. Look at that. Connect Purana to Sanatana. Sanatana also means ancient, no? Sanatana Dharma, they say. So ancient Dharma means what? Old fashioned Dharma? No, no, it is not old fashioned. It is Purana. Purana. हिंदी में पुराना बोलते हैं. Purana means gone, old. No, no, this is Sanskrit Purana. I don't know about Hindi Purana. How it is, how, what they, do they ever use it to refer to? That is Navaha. Fresh also Purana. Hai kya? I don't know. But anyway, in Sanskrit Purana, then you have a long word. Nirantara Akhanda Sukha Anubhuti. 4 words are packed, and it's actually one word. Samasa, it's called as Samasa. See, some in Sanskrit you will notice sometimes the words are separate words are touching each other and they form what is called Sandhi. And you still have to split it, and they are separate words only. But to our eyes, it looks like one word. To our eyes, it looks like one word. But there are cases where the Nirantara is not a separate word. It is about to become a word, but even before that, Nirantara, Akhanda, Sukha, etc. They appear like words. They are not complete words yet. Sukham is a complete word, not Sukha. Sukha is not a word in Sanskrit. It's called Pratipadikam. It is a form just about to become a word, but not yet. That is called Sukha. So these not yet words join together and form a big word. That is called Samasa. Okay. So you'll learn it. If you're studying Sanskrit, you'll see all these things. But that is just by the way. So don't worry about the actual technicalities. Nirantara, Akhanda, Sukha, Anubhuti. All right. Anubhuti. This is a word whose translation has caused a lot of confusion. Whose translation into English. In English, they translate this as experience. Experience. And Sukha Anubhuti means what? The experience of happiness. Okay? Sukha Anubhuti, that's what it is. Sukha Anubhavaha. Anubhuti. Experience of happiness. That is why they translate it as bliss. Bliss. Experience of bliss, they say. They will translate. They don't want to translate it as happiness because happiness experience is always there. But what is the difference between Atma happiness and other normal day-to-day happiness? Something you have to say. They use the word bliss. Experience of bliss. No, that's not correct. And that is not correct because the minute they translate it as experience, then everybody wants to experience Atma. Correct? Everybody wants to experience Atma. They're on an Atma hunt. Atma experience hunting game. And because it is never going to happen, this game is endless and people just go into this trap. Because everybody wants happiness. and I'm getting all kinds of happiness, but I want Atma happiness. That is the only thing that is missing in my life. Not like that. Hey, every joy is possible because of Atma, and that Atma Ananda is not recognized for what it is supposed to be recognized, and that is the problem. That is what Vedanta highlights, latches on to that, and so that Sukhanubhuti. Look at what Swamiji says. He says, Yat Sakshat Aparokshat Brahma. He's quoting Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Number 341. Yat Sakshat Aparokshat Brahma. Hey, this is Atma is the self. Okay. You can experience only something that is not the self. Something other than me, I can experience. I can see something and say it was a great experience. I can hear something and say it is awful. All these things we can say. Something else, the object. I am the subject here. I am the experiencer. There must be something to experience, and then the contact between the experiencer and the experienced object creates the experience. But here, what about Atma? I want to experience Atma. This kind of silly thinking, Shastra doesn't approve of it, doesn't talk about it also. Nowhere in Vedanta you'll find all this nonsense. You have to sit and experience Atma and all. No chance. So, aparoksham, yet sakshat aparoksham Brahma. Hey, that Brahma that has been talked to you about as this Jagad Adhishtanam, as Ishvara Adhishtanam. Okay, that Brahma is Sakshat right here available. You don't have to look for it. You don't have to experience it. You don't have to go in search of it. Going in search, maximum, it is study of the Shastram. Shravanam, that is the only search that is possible. Is what maximum you can call it search because I'm right here. Brahma is right here. Yet Sakshat Aparoksham. That Aparoksham is indicated by Sukhanubhuti. Anubhuti is what Shastram. And now, these people are going to use the word Anubhuti for really wrong meanings. It is a word Shastra.
Your audio is not clear, Guruji.
Audio.
It is okay.
Okay. So, talking about this Sukhanubhuti, Swamiji says, Yad Sakshat Aparokshat Brahma. Quoting Brihadaranyaka Upanishad 341. Okay. And so, talking about all the misconceptions surrounding Anubhuti, Sukhanubhuti, experience of bliss, all that we need to let go. Every experience is possible because of Atma. Every experience, whether I am experiencing something or not, that existence also is Atma. And so, he's saying what kind of experience it is, what kind of sukha it is. Sukha cannot, a jada vastu cannot give sukha. Sukha is not possible. Experience is there, all right. But even before the experience, I exist. I am that permanently existing Atma, even before experiencing anything. And so he's saying, what kind of existence it is? Akhanda Sukhanubhuti. Akhanda. Nirantara Akhanda. Look at see what he's saying. Nirantaram. Okay, let's look at Akhandam first. Akhandam Aparichinnam. Swamiji says. Aparichinnam. Finite. Whenever you talk of something finite, it is finite because it is limited by space, or it is limited by time, or it is limited by what it is. We talked about it several times and it's worth reviewing. Desha Parichinnam, Kala Parichinnam, Vastu Parichinnam. These are the three things that limit any object. That confine. Limit means what? Confine. Desha Parichinnam, limited by space. Object is here, it is not there in that room. So limited by space. Object is here now, At this time, it won't be there tomorrow. After some time, it won't be there the way it is right now. So it is always limited by time. One of my friends said recently, time and tide wait for none. Like that, he sent me a message. He's very good at writing in English and all that. He likes to weave all these words. So time and tide don't wait for none or wait for none, something like that. So that is what it is. Kala parichinnam, desha parichinnam, then vastu parichinnam. So many objects are there. Each object is unique. Book is unique. What the book does, this keyboard cannot do. What the keyboard does, the table cannot do. What table does, keyboard cannot do. Okay. Therefore, just by being what it is, it limits itself. It limits itself. If somebody says I'm unique, then you are limiting yourself. Correct? I'm unique because that means what? I do something. All right, great, great. You do great things. That means you are not able to go to the kitchen. If I take you to the kitchen, you'll be lost. You'll be lost. No, this is not the place where I want to be. So, therefore, you have limited yourself. So, that is the meaning of akhandam. And nirantaram, Swamiji says, niravadhikam. Niravadhikam. Nirantaram. Avadhi, Sanskrit word. Avadhi. Hindi also may be there. Avadhi means a limit. Limit. A limit beyond which it doesn't exist. Limit. Avadhi. A boundary, you want to call it. A confinement. That is called avadhi. So he says, Niravadhikam, that which does not have a boundary, that which does not have a limit is called Niravadhikam. So that is Nirantaram, which means it's all pervasive. Antaram. Antaram itself means what? Gap. Gap. A gap is called antar in Sanskrit. Antaram. Antaraha. Antaralaha. Gap. So Nirantaram means what? There is no gap. There is no breakage. There is no discontinuity. There is no variation. There is no heterogeneity. That is all the meaning of Nirantaram. There is no break. There is no chidram. That's why Atma is called achidram. Okay? There is a particular portion of the Vedic text which is called achidram. So Nirantaram, Niravadhikam, achidram, akhandam, Atma, which is of that nature, which is what causes all kinds of experiences. And that akhanda sukhanubhuti, it is of the nature of unbroken, all pervasive ananda. Correct? Sadaika rupaha. Sadaika rupaha. Sad eka rupaha. Swamiji says, Sada nirvikaraha ityartaha. Eka rupaha. Eka rupaha means what? Literal meaning is one form. One form. Eka rupaha. Ekaha rupaha. Yasasaha. Eka rupaha. All right. One form means what? It cannot take any other form. That means what? Hey, everything we know changes constantly. Is subject to vikara, change. Shad vikara is there. Asti jayate, vardate, viparinamate, apakshiyate, vinashyati. Shad vikara. Every object is subject to this. Every object is subject to this. Okay, now I hope you understand that. Every object has these characteristics. Okay, but here is what? Here he is saying ekarupaha means nirvikaraha. Sada nirvikaraha. That which sustains change, but that which itself does not change. Okay, that is the meaning. Nirvikaraha. Pratibodha matraha. That's another reason why I picked this mantra. Pratibodha matra. So that famous Kenopanishad mantra is there. Swamiji is quoting here also. Write this down. Kenopanishad 2.4. Kenopanishad 2.4. And so there he says, Pratibodha viditam matam amritatvam hi vindate. There is a beautiful description of Atma. He says, don't look for this Atma. This idea of looking, you are constantly looking for better and better experiences. That is fine, nothing wrong with it. But you're using that mindset to look for Atma. Hey, so you have to stop and say, wait a minute, I'm constantly looking and I'm not finding what I want. And so I have to now look for Atma. Hey, just listen to the Shastram first. Shastram says, don't look for it. The looker, the Swarupa of the looker is Atma. And so it's the first tries to makes us relax. And he says, Pratibodha viditam matam. Every thought Atma is there. Whether I'm thinking or not, Atma is there. Thinking Atma is there, not thinking Atma is there. I'm seeing something, Atma is there. I'm not seeing something, Atma is there very much. It makes the seeing possible. It is also okay if you don't see anything. Okay. If I think something, Atma is there. If I don't think something, also Atma is there. Here, pratibodha viditam. Pratibodha means what? Like pratidin. Pratidin means what? Dine dine pratidinam. Or dinam dinam pratidinam. Either way is fine. Day by day, day after day. It's called pratidin, every day. That which happens every day. That which is something that is happening every day. It's called pratidinam. Like that here, pratibodham. Bodha here means thought. 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 Every thought. What is he saying? Swami says, bodhe, bodhe, pratibodham. Bodhe, bodhe, pratibodham. In every thought, Atma is very much there. Thought he is talking about. It is so subtle. Like what? He's giving an example. Kashtadishu iva agnihi. Kashtadishu iva agnihi, he says. Hey, kashta means wood. Wood. Kashtadishu adi. Kashta, etc. Fuels like wood, etc. Okay, kashtadishu iva agnihi. Just like fire. Agni is what? That fire principle. That fire is there in every fuel. Throughout the wood, the fire is there. Don't think the fire has come from your matchstick. Okay, matchstick is there. Okay, fine. You have to trigger the trigger the combustion by the matchstick. But the fire, all the heat is coming from that object, that fuel that you are using. That is why they have what is called calorific value. I don't know if you remember all this. I had studied all this in my school and college days. They keep on talking calorific value. Means what? How much that Agni is there in that. That measure is called calorific value. Here, Swamiji is giving that example. Kashtadishu Agnihiva. Just like Agni pervades all fuels, like wood. They have this thing. Okay, calorific value means what? How much heat is there? How much heat it can produce? Wood, then you can put coal, then you can put gasoline, like our automobile gasoline. Then you can put jet fuel for the aircrafts. You can put something else. Rocket fuel like hydrogen. So the calorific value of each is higher than the preceding one. Calorific value of hydrogen is 10 times the calorific value of gasoline, I think, or wood, I don't remember now. Of wood, I think, 10 times. And so that is the idea. Agni is there, all pervasive. What an example to give. It's not visible to me. Agni is not visible unless I light it. It is not visible to me. But what is being lighted? What am I doing? I'm triggering the Agni to come out. Hey, Agni, you just come out. Come out of this. Then only you're of any use to me. That is what I'm doing. Combustion. So, kashta dishu agnihi iva. Just like the Agni pervades the entire fuel. Okay. Like wood. Pratibodha matraha. Atma is pervading even the subtlest thought also. Pratibodha matraha. Matraha. The word matra is there here. There also Swamiji is explaining. Miyate iti matraha. Miyate. It is there. It is measured. It is available. Matraha means availability. Availability in every thought. And Swamiji gives another meaning for the word pratibodha matraha. He is saying Guru Upadesha Janya Bodha va Pratibodha. He is saying Guru Upadesha Janya Bodha. Guru Upadesha Janya Bodha. Bodha means knowledge. Now he is saying knowledge. Previously he said thought. Now he said take Bodha as knowledge because Bodha has that meaning also. Okay. Then what kind of knowledge? Janya Bodha, the knowledge that is born of Upadesha, teaching of the Guru. Guru Upadesha Janya Bodha, Pratibodha. Iti Prasiddhehe. This is very well known, he says. This is very well known. In our Shastra, it is very well known. And so, Guruna Pratibodhitaha. That is the meaning, he said. There is another meaning for the word Pratibodha. And Prasiddham, this whole thing is all Prasiddham. He's saying things like Supta Pratibuddha iti Prasiddhehe. I don't want to read all that. He's saying, just like this sleep, this countless years of sleep, countless janmas of sleep, the guy woke up finally from the Guru Upadesha, like that, those examples he's giving. And he's saying it is all very popular. I don't have to explain to you all these things like that, he says. So Pratibodha Patraha Yena means by Atma, which is of this nature, Ishitaha. Ishita means immediately your mind should go where?
Mundaga.
Not Pundaka.
Okay.
Ishita. So Kene Shitam Patati Preshitam Manaha. Same thing. First 1.1 Kena. Student is asking the question again. Kene Shitam. That's same. Shankaracharya. This tells us Shankaracharya knows Kenopanishad. My God, what a statement you are making. This doesn't show Shankaracharya knows Kenopanishad. This shows that Shankaracharya, of course, knows Kenopanishad, but he wants to check if these people are asleep or they are awake. And is he able to connect all these things? That is what he's checking. Yena Ishitaha. Kena Ishitam. Student is asking the question. Kene Shitam Patati Preshitam Manaha. He's saying, why is there something behind the mind? Who is it behind the mind that operates this mind, that makes the mind go from place to place? Because look at the intelligence behind the question. Look, I want the mind to be calm. Is my mind calm? It is not calm. That means I am not in control of the mind. I want to be happy. Is the mind happy? Sometimes it is happy, but it is not. Despite my best efforts, my mind becomes sad or agitated or disappointed. That means I'm not in control of my mind. So he says, who is controlling this mind? Who is controlling? Kau Devo Yunakti. There's a big discussion about whether the student is asking, is some Devata controlling my mind? Or is there some other thing which is neither Devata nor Jiva nor anything else? Is there something like that is controlling my mind? Like that, there is a big discussion. So that Yena Ishita, Kena Ishitam, their question answer to that is Yena Ishita here. Okay, I hope this explains this mantra here. We have to translate it. All right. This is the innermost self. Again, innermost self within quotes. Okay. This is the innermost self The beginningless Purusha. All right. The beginningless Purusha which is of the nature of constant presence of limitless Ananda. Best not to translate Ananda in this example. Joy, happiness, bliss. Otherwise, we'll use all these words. But we understand what Ananda is. Constant presence of limitless Ananda. Ananda, which is ever the same, yet reflecting through the different mental modifications. I said thought. Let's leave it as mental modification. This translation is by Swami Madhavananda of Advaita Ashram, Kolkata. Okay. Reflecting through the different mental modifications and commanded by which the organs and pranas perform their functions. Organs and pranas perform their functions. Let's read this once again. This is the innermost self, the beginningless Purusha of the nature of constant presence of limitless Ananda, which is ever the same, yet reflecting through the different mental modifications and commanded by which the organs and pranas perform their functions. So in Swami Madhavanandaji's translation, some other words are there. I've changed the words. Like I said, beginningless Purusha. He says primeval Purusha. Primeval. Okay. So there are some English words which everybody won't know. Therefore, I did not use that word. I used beginningless. Okay. Then he says, whose essence is the constant realization of infinite bliss. Okay, I am not saying that, right? I've said it differently. So just for your information.
Excuse me, the last part alone, the organs and prana
Perform their functions.
Guruji, what was the word before yet reflecting? Sorry about it.
Which is ever the same.
Which is ever the same. Okay. Thank you, Guruji. Sorry for that.
Good. Next shloka is going to be this Najayate, which is 1, 2, 3, 4th shloka from the current shloka that we did. Okay. Mohan Sai. न जायते नो म्रियते न वर्धते
न जायते नो म्रियते न वर्धते
न क्षीयते नो विकरोति नित्यः
न क्षीयते नो विकरोति नित्यः
विलीयमानेऽपि वपुष्यमुष्मिन्.
विलीयमानेऽपि वपुष्यमुष्मिन्
न लीयते कुंभ इवांबरम स्वयं.
न लीयते कुम्भ इवाम्बरं स्वयम्.
Who did not get the mantra yet? Who is not having the shloka in front of them? Okay, just to make sure, I don't want you to be searching for it. Once again, na jayate no mriyate na vardhate.
न जायते नो म्रियते न वर्धते.
So chanting it without looking at the book is another tapas, correct? Because it means we have to remember what was said and then repeat it exactly. So that is also a good exercise to do. Na jayate no mriyate na vardhate.
न जायते नो म्रियते न वर्धते.
न क्षीयते नो विकरोति नित्यः.
न क्षीयते नो विकरोति नित्यः.
विलीयमानेऽपि वपुष्यमुष्मिन्.
विलीयमानेऽपि वपुष्यमुष्मिन्
न लीयते कुम्भ इवाम्बरं स्वयं.
न लीयते कुम्भ इवाम्बरं स्वयम्.
Yeah. So again, this shloka, interesting. Shankaracharya starts with a shloka that we all know very well. Na jayate mriyate va kadachit in 2.17 in Bhagavad Gita, or najayate mriyate va vipaschit in Kathopanishad. Kathopanishad number I don't know now, but it clearly comes from the Upanishad to the Bhagavad Gita and then to this Vivekachoodamani. You shouldn't say, oh, Upanishad got the idea from Shankaracharya. Like that you shouldn't say. It is all coming. Parampara. It is the Veda is the main pramanam for us. So now this is not that difficult. Najayate.
Never born.
Correct. Never born. Najayate. Never born. Swamiji says, na utpadyate. Utpadyam na bhavati. Utpannam
Never
na bhavati.
dies.
That which cannot be created. That which is uncreated. Uncreated. So when you say uncreated, where does your mind go? Mundaka Upanishad? No. Nasti akritaha kritena. Like that. We did last week we did that. Asti akritaha kritena. Means the uncreated cannot be created by karma. The uncreated all pervasive Atma cannot be a product of karma. Like that Mundaka Upanishad says. Here also. Here na jayate. It can't be born. It can't be created. Okay. Why it always exists? Na mriyate. Therefore na mriyate. No death is there for Atma. Swamiji says, na nashyati. And then, na vardhate. Na vardhate. Maybe it is not born and it doesn't die, but then it grows. Keeps on growing. Something happens. Grows. Because version 2 is better than version 1, Version 3 is better than version 2. We're constantly improving. Therefore, Atma also should improve only. If human beings can improve, can't Bhagavan improve? Atma. It should be possible, right? He says, no, not possible. There is no growth possible for Atma. And same version it is. Okay. Adyant vikara shunyatvat navardate na vriddhi rupa vikaravan bhavati. Okay. So he says the growth is not possible. And then evam nakshiyate. Nakshiyate. Okay. It doesn't grow. And fortunately it doesn't. No kshiyat. Shayanam also is not there. No depreciation, no decline also is not possible. So apakshiyate we say, in Shadvikara. So that apakshayanam is also not there. And then Na vikaroti nityaha. Na vikaroti. So this vikara itself is not there. No change at all. If you can think of any word which is other than growth, decline, and all these things, that also is not there. Na vikaroti. Absolutely changeless ityartaha. And therefore nityaha. Nityaha. Eternal. What is the meaning of eternal? We don't know anything that is eternal. Everything we know is non-eternal. Okay, non-eternal. And that's why we take them as eternal, and that's why we suffer. When we take the non-eternal as eternal, then suffering starts. That is samsara. That is samsara. That is why this Brahma Vidya is so important. It is so important. And so Nava Vikaroti. Then look at this. Then this is beautiful. Viliyamane api vapushi amushmin. Vapush. Okay, the word here is vapush. Vapush means what? Shariram. Vapuhu Shariram. You'll see this word in many shlokas. Lalita also it might come in Vishnu Sahasranamam, it will come for sure. And this Vapu will be there. Because Shariram, that is another word for Deha Shariram, Vapuhu. So, Vapushi Viliyamane Api, Amushmin Vapushi Viliyamane Api means what? Even after the body Viliyamane is gone. Laya, right? Viliya. Gone completely means doesn't exist, is burnt to ashes, this body. Okay. And at least in other religions, they will bury it. And so the body is there underneath. You can, it may be there for some time in some form. But no. Viliyamane, burnt completely, doesn't exist anymore. Even after the body just vanishes. Okay. Literally, Amushmin means this. After this body, laya happens to this body. Okay. Then what? Na liyate. Atma na liyate. The word Atma is not there in the shloka. Okay. You have to bring Atma from the previous shloka also. Okay. Yesho antaratma is there. You can bring that. Yeshaha antaratma na liyate. Na liyate. It doesn't dissipate. It doesn't disappear. It doesn't suffer any destruction at all. Na liyate. Okay, how? Can you give me an example? Yes. Kumbhe iva ambaram. Kumbhe iva ambaram. All these objects that we make, it seems to be fragmenting the space. The available space is all fragmented by all kinds of objects. And each claims that this is my space, this is my area, this is my house, this is my plot, this is my unit, this is my square footage, whatever. It's all mine. But then, when the Kumbha is pot, Pot also claims this is my real estate, this is my area. You give me some space, okay? And this is my space. Everybody wants their space, okay? This pot space, Kumpe Iva Ambaram. Hey, that pot space, the space inside the pot, it's Nityam. It cannot be fragmented. It cannot be destroyed even after the pot is destroyed. The space occupied by the pot, how about that, is also not destroyed when the pot is destroyed. An example here, that is giving. Okay. Is how you should see art.
Guruji, your audio went faded the last part. So as the pot.
And so, pot, the space occupied by the pot, is not destroyed when the pot is destroyed. Hey, to the
Swamiji, you're dropping in and out, Guruji. You're fading in and out. Yeah.
Okay. All right. How about now? Now it's a little better, I think, right?
Yes,
If
Guruji.
when you come close to the microphone, it's better. If you're going back, we are losing. Actually, initially it was better, actually.
Ambaram. So, down and just look like this. Okay. Just like the pot. When the pot is gone, this space that sustained the pot is not gone. Like that, Atma is Viliyamane, Vapushi, Amushmin. This body goes away, Atma continues to be there. Remember the 5 capsules that Swamiji was talking about all the time. Do it next class. That's the basic meaning of this. Swayam. Swayam means by itself. By itself, nothing happens to Atma. Nothing happens. Swayam. Swayam Nityam. Swayam na vikaroti. Swayam na liyate. Swayam means by itself. By itself. Atma sustains everything and everything seems to go away. But in the process, don't think Atma also goes away. All right, let's translate the shloka. It is neither born nor dies. Full stop. Still audible? Yeah, okay. All right. It neither grows nor decays. Nor does it undergo any change. Being eternal. Full stop.
Didn't get the last part, Guruji.
Nor does it undergo any change, being eternal. Got it? It does not cease to exist. Even when the body is, or even when the body perishes. So now you should think of Nahanyate, Hanyamane, Sharire. That is what it is. Hanyamane, Sharire, Viliyamane, Vapushi. Same thing. Hanyamane, Sharire, Nahanyate, Naliyate. Same thing. Bhagavad Gita. So, even when this body perishes, comma, like the space in the pot, like the space in the pot, you have to put within brackets, after it is broken or after it perishes. Something like that you have to add. Let's say after it is broken. Comma, for it is independent. It is independent means what? It exists independently. Its existence does not depend on anything. Means what? It is Satyam. Shall I read it again now? Yeah. It is neither born nor dies. It neither grows nor decays, nor does it undergo any change, comma, being eternal, full stop. It does not cease to exist even when this body perishes, comma, like the space in the jar after it is broken, for it is independent. Okay. Happy Vinayaka Chaturthi to everybody. ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय व्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
धन्यवादः।
Thank you.